You are now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
What's going on, everybody? This is Autumn Wind Williams, and you're watching the 411 for your fantasy football right here on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the 411 DFS. While you're watching this video, make sure you hit the like or dislike button, also the bell icon, so you know when I'm making another video. I can make them at any time, and you just want to be notified on your phone or your laptop or whatever when I make it, so you don't miss out. But also comment below what picks that you prefer to play in tomorrow's week 13 slate for the NFL DFS on Draftkings, Fanduel, and Yahoo. I'm going to provide you what I'm playing in my main lineup at quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and of course the defense. Besides my main lineup this week, I'm thinking about just playing, kind of flipping the script with Blender HD normally say play whoever you want. I'm thinking about playing whoever I don't want, because the way this NFL season has been going on, it is really tripping me out. I did not expect to be having so many bad weeks for 2020 when it comes to DFS for the NFL, but it is what it is. I mean, a year ago, if you told me that somebody eating a bat will cause a pandemic and cause us to always have to stay in the house, work at home, stack up on toilet paper and everything, and my NFL DFS slates would not work as expected. No matter how good the projections look, their usual stats, everything would be flipped around. I would say you're lying. You really lying. I mean, whoever could have predicted that, they would be a rich man right now. But I'm telling you, it's very strange. Every day, I'm not surprised what happened with just life, period. But DFS, it's just been very shocking. Like this slate, week 13 is even stranger than week 12. Is guys that we can select, but like if you look at the past 2 or 3 weeks, some of these players, they're not putting up what they would usually be expected to have as far as with their stats, their fantasy points. It's just not happening. For instance, Alvin Kamara is a perfect example. When you got Taysom Hill as quarterback now that Drew Brees is injured, Michael Thomas can't even get his production that he was normally getting. The list just goes on and on. Look at Cam Newton. You would never expect Cam Newton to be lacking the production that he has this year. I thought he was going to be the comeback player of the year as far as all NFL players. But since he's been with the Patriots, you just don't know what to expect out of him. But, yeah, I'm just going to get to my lineup right now so you guys know what I'm picking. I know you got to do more research just like myself and start building your lineups and checking that injury report. As a matter of fact, let's go look at the injury report right now, what we have as far as at least today. See if there's any more updates before I start telling you what I'm doing, because things can change in a heartbeat, man. The way stuff is happening with these players and injuries and COVID. Okay, we just got an update 11 minutes ago. Players out Sunday: Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abram, Denzel Ward, Adoree Jackson, Jonnu Smith, Irv Smith, Alexander Madison. What? Alexander Madison's out? And he's priced super high, man. That might give people more security about Dalvin Cook now. Now Madison's out. Kenny Galladay, Jeff Okudah, Anthony Costanzo, Bobby Okereke, I don't know who that is, Rigoberto Sanchez. Man, they just putting names in here now people ain't never heard of. Rigoberto and Okakiki or whatever. Matt Breida is out. Marcus Davenport, Janoris Jenkins, Larry Fitzgerald's out again? Wow. Okay. Swift illness, he's downgraded to doubtful for week 13. David Johnson, concussion. He's going to be returning from the IR. As far as with the Eagles, they elevated Jordan Howard off the practice squad. That's causing a little bit of nervousness for us guys that want to play Miles Sanders because you never know. This might be a LeGarrette Blount type of thing, like we saw Jordan Howard do in Miami. And shout out to LeGarrette Blount. By the way, he just retired. He announced his retirement officially. So good luck to that guy. Miles Gaskins, he's trending towards playing for the Miami Dolphins. It's really confusing with the Miami Dolphins running backs right now. Brian Flores indicates that Tua or Fitz may be game time decision. Like I was saying with the Dolphins, DeAndre Washington, Salvin Ahmed, both doubtful for Sunday versus the Bengals. Matt Breida's out. So I don't know if they're going to play Gaskins or is it going to be Patrick Laird or what. I'm kind of thinking Gaskins going to be playing though. AJ Brown, he's ready to roll. He does have an injured hip. Let's see anything else on here. J.K. Dobbins activated from the COVID list. That's about it for right now. So you guys just make sure you be checking your phone tomorrow morning after before lock. Just monitor anything can happen any given Sunday, as we always say. Now let's get to the lineups. At quarterback, I know a lot of people are skeptical about playing this guy, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I can't stand Las Vegas traders, right? But I'm looking at how trippy the slate is, and a lot of people are not going to want to play him. I'm talking about Derek Carr, quarterback for the Las Vegas Traders. He only completed 22 passes out of the 32 attempts, 215 yards. He threw no touchdowns. I think he threw 2 interceptions and fumbled the ball 3 times. Yeah, that's not a quarterback you would normally want to put in your lineup. But he's going against the New York Jets. The New York Jets suck, man. Have they won a game this season at all? I don't think so. I don't think they won one game. So it's like I might be making a really bad move playing a quarterback like Derek Carr with that very bad production. But he hasn't been doing great, man. But he's going against the Jets. They're ranked 28 versus quarterback. So it's like he's cheap. I can get a lot of guys at higher price in other positions that I want. It's a little bit of way, like I was saying, to get contrarian because a lot of people are not going to want to play Derek Carr when you got Tannehill, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, so many other guys you can select. And I'm selecting some of those guys too in other lineups, but this is what my main lineup. I want to be as different as possible with my main lineup that can win me more money than the other ones that I'm playing. So I'm going to go ahead and just press my luck with Derek Carr, man. And I don't think it's going to be like a blowout. I think the Jets is actually going to hang with the Traders. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a shootout, but I'm looking at how Jonathan Abram, that we just said with the Raiders, the Traders, their safety, Jonathan Abram, he's out. So, I mean, I watch a lot of their games because they show all of them in the Bay Area, even though they're in Las Vegas now. And as far as with their defense, he's like the main one I see doing a lot on the field. And if they don't have him on the field tomorrow, Jets might be able to do something. And that's going to make Derek Carr throw the ball a lot, even if it's dink and dunk. I know he's not going to have Josh Jacobs, but it's a possibility that, say, Jalen Richard can get those dump-off passes. And, I know a lot of people are going for Devontae Booker, but I don't know. That sounds like it's a no for me, man. Let me see what Devontae Booker's been doing right quick. Just a second, guys. because I don't understand how Devontae Booker can be chalk. I mean, yeah, he had a couple decent games, I think, and I think one was with the Broncos. And yeah, against the Broncos, he got 21.3 fantasy points, but I think that was just something that John Gruden wanted to do to, you know, like a revenge thing with Devontae Booker, formerly a Denver Bronco. And he probably told Gruden, hey, let me get a little bit more, man. This is the revenge game versus the Broncos. And, even though it was at their Las Vegas home, it wasn't like technically straight up revenge in Denver, but he wanted to go against his old teammates. I mean, in week 9, yeah, he got 12.8 fantasy points, and he was getting rushing yards. It wasn't like receiving yards. That's why I think it's going to be Jalen Richard that they give dump offs to. And I mean, if they blowing the Jets out, Devontae Booker might have a chance running the ball, but I'm not going to mess with that. As far as with the quarterback, like I said, though, I think it's going to be Derek Carr. A lot of dump off passes. He might throw some of them rainbows, you know, maybe to Ruggs or Aguilar or something. But that's who I'm going to have at cheap price on DraftKings, Fanduel, and Yahoo. Moving on to running back. I'm feeling comfortable with Austin Eckler from the Los Angeles Chargers. Um, it's just I think that's a good guy to pick because we know a lot of people are going all the way at the top: Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Austin Eckler. I feel like he's that next guy, that next tier that can make a big impact on tomorrow's game going against the New England Patriots. And, I don't expect the New England Patriots to do much. Like I was saying with Cam, Cam is just, he's not Cam anymore. He's not the old Cam with the Superman cape or anything. And I think that Austin Eckler, he's going to get a lot of passes, but I think he's going to rush the ball some too because they're going to be up. Last week he got, 14 rush attempts, 44 yards, and he was targeted heavily by Herbert. He got 16 targets, caught 11 of them, total for 23.9 fantasy points. His week back after being on an injury reserve, so I think he can go out there and do it again, possibly hit 25 to 30 fantasy points against the New England Patriots. I think they mainly going to focus on the tight end, Hunter Henry. You know how Belichick, he has that one guy that he's going to focus on. And I don't think it's going to necessarily be Herbert or Eckler. He probably focus on Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, somebody like that, and that's going to let Eckler get the ball a whole lot more. Okay, so moving on to wide receiver, I got Rashad Perryman from the New York Jets because, like I said, I think this is going to be a competitive game. Even though the Jets haven't won any games, they're giving their receivers a lot of targets, a lot of looks because they don't have nobody to really run the ball. Who are they running backs? Frank Gore? I mean, I'm not clowning Frank Gore, but just say he's not an Austin Eckler or a Le'Veon Bell, or, a Alvin Kamara. He's not that one. He's not that type of guy, man. He's a goal line guy. You know, he's strong. He's strong. I give him that. But he's not going to be the type that can go out there and get you 20 fantasy points. But as far as with their receivers, though, they're getting their receivers some targets. Rashad Perriman, he got, 8 targets last week, caught 4 of them, got 11.9 fantasy points. He's averaging 11.2 fantasy points. Week 11, he got 13.4. Week 9, he got 30.1. I'm hoping he can go out there and have one of them kind of games, man, for my main lineup. That'll be excellent. But I think he's an excellent bring back if I'm stacking his Las Vegas Traders and New York Jets game. I'm looking at this guy. He let's see, how much is he priced for on DraftKings? He is at 3,900. 3,900. So 3,900, and say he can get me 12 fantasy points, 13 fantasy points. That's 3x right there. You're looking for 3x from each player on your lineup to help you get at the top of the leaderboard. Hopefully, I think it's going to be low scoring tomorrow, as far as the slate. Just based on what we're working with, it's really difficult to build these lineups on the main sites. Mainly DraftKings is really difficult. Yahoo, kind of. Fanduel, I don't know. But my hardest time has been on DraftKings this week, past 2 weeks. And it's just unbelievable. All right, moving on though. At tight end, I'm staying in that game, Las Vegas Traders, New York Jets. I got to go with Darren Waller. He was disappointing to everybody last week too, but the Jets is ranked 32, dead last in the league against the tight end position. So it's like really dumb to pass this up. If you're going to pay for a tight end, you better reach high. And I'm talking about the Darren Waller. How much is he costing? Let's see. He's the highest priced tight end on DraftKings. That's what I thought. 6,100. But it's worth it. If you know you're going against the worst team against the tight end in the NFL this season, New York Jets, take your chances, man. Especially if you're going to play Derek Carr. Who is Derek Carr mainly going to target? Darren Waller. He is his number one receiver. Even though he's a tight end, he's his number one receiver. That's why the other receivers aren't really getting any production unless you're Nelson Aguilar. So I'm gonna go ahead and that's a lock button, man. I'm gonna have a lot of Darren Waller because I hear a lot of people saying how Darren Waller sucked last week. He only caught 4 of his 7 targets, only got 23 yards, didn't get a touchdown. But it's like, okay, that was one bad game. I mean, this is one player. If I'm ever playing the traders, that's one player I'm always looking for is Darren Waller at tight end. Week 11, he got 21.8 fantasy points. Week 10, he didn't do good then either. He got 6.7 fantasy points. It's been like off and on lately. So I get what you guys saying, but look at week 2, he got 31.5 fantasy points. So if you do you have another tight end that you think can get you 31.5 fantasy points on this slate? Let's see. I don't think it is. Hawkinson, Ingram, Henry, Goddard, Gesicki, Hurst, Ertz is back, Hooper, Tanyan, Cook. I mean, they have a chance. I'm not going to discredit them. But who is likely out of all of those tight ends that I named that can get you 31.5 fantasy points? Darren Waller, right? So, lock button for me. All right, moving on at defense. I'm going to just go ahead. Since I was talking about how Cam is just having a really bad season, I'm going to play against him. I'm playing the Los Angeles Chargers to stack with Austin Eckler. Because I feel like if Cam is going to go out there and give a poor performance, New England Patriots, they may as well just give it up right now and just try to get the best draft pick that they can get because, I mean, I don't know, they supposed to be in a hunt for the playoffs, but really, can they last in the playoffs? It's like, why go to the playoffs just to embarrass yourself? And, I mean, it would really hurt them, I know, to be in the playoffs just by getting selected as a wild card. Who wants to be a wild card? And this year, when you make the wild card, it really looks bad because they're allowing even more teams to enter the playoffs. They expanded the amount of teams, so it's like that cancellation trophy that kids got growing up if they didn't make, say, the finals, the championship, or anything. They walk away with a tiny trophy as a cancellation prize for good effort. that trophy didn't really mean crap. A good effort trophy just for participating. That's what the wild card is now, because they're adding so many teams in the playoffs, and it's like if you get the wild card, that's like when we play fantasy football year long. Say you make it to the toilet bowl. Are you gonna tweet that? Hey guys, I made it to the toilet bowl with the screenshot. No, that's not nothing you want to tweet, right? But that's the way I look at the wild card now because the teams got expanded. I mean, it's good we get more football, but I'm just looking at from a coach's side or a whole entire locker room. Yeah, we made it to the playoffs, but we're like not really that great because we got the wild card spot, and likely we don't have the chances to even move up to the Super Bowl because all these other teams are tougher than us. That's the way the Patriots look this year. So I'm gonna go ahead with the Chargers. I think they're going to be up fast, and they'll be able to run the ball a lot more. Herbert, I don't think he's going to really have to throw the ball too much because, like I said, these guys are going to be up fast. I really think the Chargers might dominate the New England Patriots tomorrow. So that's what I have for you guys for Week 13 on Draftkings, Fanduel, and Yahoo. I'll go down the list one more time if you didn't write them down or take a picture or type it up. At quarterback, I got Derek Carr from the Las Vegas Traders going against the New York Jets. Austin Eckler from the Los Angeles Chargers going against the New England Patriots. Rashad Perriman from the New York Jets going against the Las Vegas Traders. At tight end, I got Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Traders going against the New York Jets. And at defense, I got the San Diego, LA Chargers going against the New England Patriots. So yeah, don't forget, like I said before at the beginning of the video, like, dislike, subscribe, click the bell icon, comment below your plays that you think is going to dominate. Tell me who you got in your lineups, or tell me something that I need to take out of my lineups. Do what you got to do. Have fun tomorrow. Hope you win a lot of money. Stay safe. Be blessed. Holla at you later. Peace. I'm out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the 411 Podcast. Now get ready to make that money. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the 411 DFS.